Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. How to lose. You say, Scab, don't you mean how to win? No. There's plenty of people who will lie to you and tell you on social media who'll do all kind of videos on how to win and how to be masculine and how to do all this other horse shit. No, I mean how you lose. You see, how you lose, how people lose tells me a lot about that person. And for those people who say, "Oh, I've never lost," you've never competed, you've never done anything, stop that. That we live in an age and a day where all this hyper masculinity, it went from no masculinity to to fake masculinity. Everybody loses. If you live long enough, you lose. So how do you lose? I want to go over a couple things that won't be long, but and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this whole video in a minute. But there's a difference in doing everything you can do, giving it your best shot, fighting as hard as you can, and losing and just accepting defeat. Does that make sense? I'm not suggesting you lay down and die. I'm not suggesting that you give up. But what I'm telling you is, in various situations in life, you're going to lose. You're going to come out on the wrong end. And the truth of the matter is, how you lose is just as important, if not more so, than how you win, because the people that love you and care about you most and rely on you are watching you, right? There was a time, not too long ago, where I went through a long period where you didn't want to be around me. I mean, for any reason. Just negative and bitter. And as much as I would like to blame addiction and things like that, the reality of it was I had lost total control of my life. And I was losing. And I wasn't handling it correctly or like a man. I was handling it, to be honest, like a little bitch. To hell with it. Negative. And if you don't think being negative affects people around you, you're out of your mind. I was so negative at a point, and one day I realized that I had said something, and let me say this too, negativity doesn't always start out, a lot of times, and I'll tell you what happened to me, a lot of times I would be negative to try to be funny, to make a joke out of it. I had a buddy of mine, Bahoda, God rest his soul, who he and I would call each other and say, well, I'm in the lead, or I'm losing. And what we're talking about is when life went wrong, right? And so we'd make a joke out of it. Well, lost my job or this, that. But what began to happen, fake bitching turned into real bitching, and then it became a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it permeates your soul, it permeates your being. You're just negative all the time for the sake of being negative, and nobody wants to be around that. And it's not good for your health either. And I'm not just talking about mental health, I'm talking about your physical health. That negativity went from a mental state of mind, and it literally morphed into my physical appearance. Look back at some of my older videos. 350, 360 pounds, looked like death warmed over. All of that came from negativity and not learning how to lose. And what I'm saying here is this: I didn't lose because I tried my best. I quit. I threw in the towel. I gave in to urges, drugs, etc. That's not losing, that's quitting. And quitting, it went from quitting to just not caring to not competing. So how do you lose? How do you avoid that? You learn to lose by trying. You learn to lose by taking on things and doing things that you are fully aware may fail, but you try them anyway. Teddy Roosevelt wrote one of the best poems of all time, in my opinion, and it's called The Man in the Arena. You should look it up, and I'll try to put a link in the description. And what he's talking about there is competing. And I'm not saying in sports. This isn't about sports. This is about life. Everything in life is made to test you. Now, how you react to that is how you compete. I hope this is making sense. When I was a kid, I think I played on one sports team, and I played organized sports from second grade through 12th grade, and then I played softball and powerlifting, did all that up into my late 30s. But when I was in a kid, we played organized sports, and in all of those years, I played on two winning teams out of 10 years. 2 winning teams. And when I tell you winning teams, they weren't, one team was really good, one team was just okay. But I spent my junior and sophomore year playing for a team here in town, high school football. We would get beat 65-0, man. And we won 1 game one year and 2 the next. We were awful. Awful. It's not that we didn't try, we just weren't any good. And I began to learn how to lose there. And then life started throwing things at me. And for a long time, man, I handled things like I was supposed to. I handled them head up. I headed them with shoulders square. And what happens, guys, is when you do that, that's fine. That's great. You should. But when you become too proud to ask for help, and when you don't rely on people around you and your support system, and you think you can just manhandle your way through everything, you start getting beat down. And that's what happened. One thing after the other, after the other, after the other. And I went from being able to handle things correctly and head on to making excuses, to blaming everyone else. It's not my fault. And just went down a downward slope. Now, the past year has been a transformative year for me, not just with weight loss, with attitude, mental health, the whole deal. And I don't say that lightly or try to go to the well to that. I've said many times on here, my humor doesn't translate well to YouTube, and it doesn't. The Weiler's blueberry lemonade thing, guys, that's for fun. That's me just having fun. I would love to have some blueberry lemonade. It's also a little bit of ego to see if I can make it happen. It's just trying something different, right? It's amazing how a short or a couple of shorts get the reactions out of people it gets. It's fascinating to me. But this past year has taught me this. This YouTube, it ain't that deep. It ain't that serious. Things that I used to get aggravated with and upset with, I just had to take a step back and go, it ain't that deep. I'm a knife channel. We have our causes. I support my causes. I believe in my causes. But the truth of the matter is that's a very, very small portion of the channel. So this past year, what I had to do is I had to make an effort to go, you know what, dude, this negative shit's got to go. This constant whining and complaining and bitching and putting everything else in front of you and pointing it has to stop. The deal is this, guys. Have I learned to lose? I'm still learning. I don't like losing. I don't like not succeeding. I don't like getting beat down. But then again, nobody does, do they? And if they do, if they're a sadist or a masochist or something, I've had to do a couple of things. I've had to look at myself in the mirror and I've had to say, hey man, you know how to lose. You know how to lose. Start taking accountability for your actions. Start getting your house in order physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. Start organizing not only your life and things, but your time. Start organizing. I'm trying to think of a way to put it. It's organizing your time. It's organizing your days. It's organizing your weeks. It's planning. The thing is, and I see this a lot, and I'll give you this example. I see this a ton. People will come on and they'll start a knife channel and they'll shoot out of the gates. And a couple of months goes by, 3 or 4 months goes by, and next thing you know, they've gotten distracted, and now they're in drama in the community. Now they're arguing with somebody, and then they didn't get, 5,000 subscribers like they thought they would in 2 months, because while they thought they were hilarious and while they thought they were going to show everybody how to do it, it just wasn't translating, and it had nothing to do with them, and they didn't realize it had nothing to do with them as much as it's learning the YouTube game and understanding that while this is not hard physically, actually building a channel and putting time in and hoping people appreciate it, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And I'm not even talking about growing the channel. I'm talking about just coming on here, putting out content, enjoying what you're doing. It takes work. It takes effort. And when things don't line up like they thought it should, they quit, or they go to Rumble, or they go somewhere else. Listen, YouTube can be difficult. It can make you want to bang your head in the wall and you say, well, Scab, you took all blah, 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 blah. Guys, I've got over 9,000 videos, and June 24th will be 5 years. It took me 2.5 years to get 1 million views, 2.5 years. In the last 2 years, I've gotten 76 million views. Why? Because I've put in the work. These past 2 or 3 months, somebody reported the shit out of the channel. They did the mass reporting thing. I know they did, because I called YouTube, got a hold of YouTube. And basically all YouTube will ever tell, well, you've got to weather it. We'll look into it. And my views went down to 1/10. Everything went down to 1/10. Everything just kind of stopped. Now, it started back up. It's taken back off, right? And at first I got really aggravated, and then I thought, you know what? There's nothing you can do, man. Why are you doing this? Why are you legit doing this? Why? Because I enjoy it. And as soon as I said in my head, because I like it, I enjoy it. I do this. I'm not doing it for all this other stuff. And it was like a voice went off in my head that said, hey, then man up, keep doing what you're doing, keep swinging, and don't worry about it. I want y'all to understand this, and I'm gonna close with this, and I hope this has made sense. I don't know if it has or hasn't. A lot of times I'll come on and I'll say stuff about trolls and things like that. People, oh, don't worry about Scab. I'm not, guys. I'm not. I read all the comments. Now, I don't always respond to them. I'm terrible with that. But here's the deal. There's probably 25 or 30 people who comment all the time. And I have a mental block. What I should do is go through and at least heart and like their comment, right? But I'm like, I don't want to do that and not answer. It's a real, guys, I'm not sane, okay? And I'm not talking about it in a tough guy way. I have some real mental shit going on. So there's little things and little hang-ups that I'm dealing with, but I want you to understand something. I read all the comments, whether I respond to them or not, I read them. I don't know you. I know a few of you off camera. I don't know you. You can't bother me in that way. Sometimes it's me trying to be funny. Sometimes it's me just wanting to get a rise out of people. Sometimes you'll notice that I get more, I go at people more for jumping on other content creators. Other than making a video and being a smartass to a troll, I don't know them. I can't care about them. I want you to understand that. I say I love y'all a lot. I mean that, because with all the stuff that goes on, and you just said, well, Scab, how can you love us if you don't know us? Listen, this channel has been a massive godsend to me. It has given me a place to refocus, redirect. It's given me a place to get my head right. It's given me a place to get out what I need to get out, instead of taking things out on Meg and at the house. I can vent through chopping. I can do all of that through the channel. So I love and appreciate all of you who ride with me. I don't love you like I love Megan or my kids or my grandkids, but you understand that, right? I hope from the time I've started till now, you've seen some change in me more than physically. My goal is to improve every day, not just with knife reviews, but as a person. I cannot and you cannot improve as a person until we learn to lose. Not accepting loss, not laying down and dying, but understanding this isn't going to turn out the way I want it to. Learn to lose. The only way you can learn to lose is to compete. Don't be afraid to compete. Listen, I like the tough guy video. I just had this on my mind. I wanted to get it out there. About a quarter of the people will watch it, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Hopefully the people that need to hear it will hear it. I'm Scab. You're not. I do love you. I do appreciate you. Thank y'all. I'm gone, son.